Brook, the sixes they were hitting were massive.
That kid Brook, man, is such a talent.
Yeah,
he is just so good to watch. In the Ashes, I loved him. He's just like,
the sound off the bat.
Yeah, crack.
Fuck me.
Off the bat.
Off the
bat. I'll just play the intro.
Fan of the Hauraki Big Show podcast? Make sure you check out more from Jase, Mike and Keyzie on their Instagram at Hauraki Big Show, or tune in to them 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki. Thanks, mate.
What do you call that little keg over there? When growing up, we used to call them a skeg. I think that comes from small keg, but I don't know. We just used to call it that.
Oh, that's clever.
And those are 30 litres from memory.
30 litres.
Yeah.
But
we used to get...
how much is a keg?
50
litres.
We used to get kegs every weekend, every Friday night.
Right.
Wow.
And
beer?
Of beer, yeah. And they're only $130 then. And it was a keg club, and so everyone would come around, put their $10 in, and we get a couple of kegs.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Beer bong them until they were gone, and then go to the pub.
Yeah. Did you guys do keg stands, or is that an American thing?
No, not keg stands. We had a 1 litre beer bong and a 2 litre beer bong. So six beers fit in that.
A beer bong is a funnel, I think, if you're from the Upper North Island.
Yeah, we didn't have a funnel. It was just the tube, the plastic tubing. There was no funnel. And the 2 litre one was called Boris. And if you had one of those, you had to make sure you had an empty stomach because you could only fit 2 litres in your stomach.
Yeah.
And after that, you'd be shivering because it's straight out of this freezing cold keg. Good times.
We did one from when our hall of residence, it was 3 floors up. And so we just bought like 10 metres of that see-through pipe and poured it from the top balcony. But people didn't think about it. It's like...
Terminal velocity.
So my mate did the first
Knock
ever
your
one.
Teeth out.
And he was like, right, ready, go, 3, 2, 1, go. And it just like straight away pushed his head back and he fell over and was just covered in this beer. We were just like, we didn't really think about this.
We didn't really, we had the odd keg party, but not really.
I think we were.
Kegs weren't our thing.
Yeah,
weirdly.
I think we were
been
extremely heavy drinking.
Yeah, well, but, to be fair, so were we, but for some reason the keg never... It did feature occasionally, I remember.
The thing about a keg, though, is that's a brilliant idea. Everyone chip in $10 because there's a bit of a novelty around just grabbing your own. And we're probably spending that on beer anyway, and opening cans.
It was cheaper. It was miles cheaper.
Absolutely.
It meant you drink miles more.
That means I could chip in $10 and drink 80% of it.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My 21st... My parents just sent money down to Christchurch where I was, and I got 5 kegs of Export Gold.
Nice.
And 1 keg of Icebreaker RTD for the ladies.
Icebreaker RTD.
It's like
the thing is, too, back in the day, you weren't running the 7 or 8%ers like they are now.
No, it was just 4.
Jeez,
we're on the 4s.
Or 3.5. Rhyneck.
Never got down to 3.5.
But, yeah, your double browns.
I love a keg, man. You tap it.
Tap
that keg. Open her up.
Tap it.
I remember, and I've told you guys this, but I remember getting like 3 kegs. I think it was for a mate's party at our flat. And some dudes turned up who we didn't really know, and we weren't really paying attention, and they just drained the bastards.
Oh my God, that's happened to me before.
What do you mean they drained?
Well, they just had all these vessels in their car, and they were coming in and just filling up all these vessels.
I love that.
And it was we were like 20 minutes, half an hour into the party, and it's like, the fucking kegs are empty. And it was like, what are you talking about?
3 kegs.
3
kegs. They took 130 litres of piss.
And they just, and the dudes, because we were all like, who are those dudes? But
who are those guys filling up 150
we didn't even
vessels?
really pay attention. And then, douche, it was all gone.
So,
son of a bitch.
A similar thing happened to me at my 21st, because we had all the kegs, we had a massive party, and then by the time it was finished, it was like 3 a.m, and I had well and truly vomited all over myself, had a shower, and was in bed.
Steamer?
Probably, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember. All I know is I woke up at about 4 a.m. to the sound of someone messing around outside my window, which is where all the kegs still were, because I was just like, I'm going to bed.
Totally.
Did you have a tube coming in from the kegs
through
your window?
It went straight into my arm on a drip.
In your nuss.
In my nuss, yeah, that's right. Jase, forgot you were there. But opened the curtains, looked outside, and there was about 5 guys, probably 18-year-olds, loading up on the keg as well. And so I got quite aggressive in my undies and went outside and threatened to give them a hiding or something. I can't really remember.
And they smacked you over.
No, they ran away.
Yeah.
I had the same situation at my 21st, and get this, it was my flatmate who was nicking the beers.
Wow, you got some
He was
dodgy,
just
mate.
taking 6-packs from the party and putting them in his car. And my dad, it was actually my old man who came up to me and said, do you realise that one of your mates is nicking all your beers? And I was like, who's nicking all my beers? Like, he wasn't even really a mate. He was just a flatmate.
What a tosser.
And he literally had
You
about...
see a lot of that growing up, thieves.
Oh, yeah. Like, I think he had probably 4 or 5 dozen in the back of his car.
Did you hit him up? Did
Yeah,
your dad
totally.
hit him up?
I said, I won't name him because he might potentially be listening to this. But I was like, what the f*** are you doing, mate?
And what did he say,
This is
though?
my 25th. Oh, you sorry, man. I was just
remember.
getting some beers for later on. And it was like, nah, dude.
Wanker.
Wanker.
Hate
Yeah.
that, man. When have you been stolen from, Mogi?
Actually, when I was a kid, I left my... And nothing's changed. I left my... Lately, I've lost my sunglasses. But back then, I left my skateboard at school. And it was an Alva. It was a good skateboard. And it disappeared. I remembered, and I went back to get it, and it was gone. And then somebody had spotted... I think like somebody had seen the guy leaving the school with it.
Right.
And I won't name him either, although I'd quite like to. And so I went round to his house. I knew where he lived. I was 11 or 12, and went round there. And I didn't know it was yours. I didn't know it was yours.
Right.
So okay, well, it was about 2 hours. How come you've sanded it down? He'd already sanded
The bottom of
He'd
it.
already sanded the graphics off it. So
Yeah.
he'd taken the trucks and everything off it, sanded it down.
Yeah, nice.
So that it was unrecognisable as being mine, other
Right.
than the fact that it was mine. And, no, I didn't know it was yours.
Son of a bitch.
Did you get it back?
Oh, fucking oath I
And did you paint it?
Oh, no, I just left it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
That
you just...
sucks,
the
man.
damage... Yeah, but it's... Yeah, I never understood thieving, man.
Yeah.
Like, thieving and owing people money and not doing everything you can to pay it back.
Yeah.
Like, borrowing money is like, I will starve to death before I have any fun.
Especially off your mates too.
Yeah, fuck, pay it back.
Well, this is unrelated, but it's similar. I got a longboard when I was studying, which they were like $400 10 years ago, and it was my main mode of transport in Christchurch. Literally the first day I got it, my mate hopped on it and was like, "Can I have a go, man?" I was like, "Yeah, sweet as," and it was like brand new, like immaculate. Hops on it,
What is this?
a longboard, skateboard.
Yeah.
He hops on it and like pushes it across the car park, hits a stone, and then just falls backwards, shoots it out with
Shoots
his
it
right
out.
foot
Oh,
straight
classic.
into
Car?
a rubbish bin.
Yeah.
Like a big orange wheelie bin. It hits the wheel and takes a massive triangle dint out of the front of my new longboard. And I was like, oh, okay, all good, man. And this is the same guy
Yeah.
who maybe listens to this. Matt, if you're listening over there in Canada, there was this fellow at our hall called Simon who had a motorbike. It was a motocross bike.
Yeah.
Matt was really good at riding bike. I grew up riding bikes in Invercargill. And then it was snowing one day, and we decided to get the bike and put a toboggan behind it and tow people around with his dirt bike.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, Simon, if you want to have a turn on the toboggan, man, get Matt to ride the bike. He's mean as. And Matt's like, yeah, bro, I did lots of motocross. Did heaps of motocross. This is a brand new dirt bike. Hops on it, goes to go, and just slides the front thing. I think the back slid out. Long story short, the front wheel turned, went into the ground, and snapped the front mudguard completely off. So
How
funny.
good.
And from that point on, I was, oh, no, Matt can do it. He did motocross.
Yeah. I had a mate that I finally, I can remember this so clearly, finally got an iPhone.
Yes.
And it's such a big investment.
Oh,
Right? It's
massively.
like $900, $1,000 or something. And my mate Rich, who I will name, so I was like, I know what I'm like. So I got a cover, one of those flip covers and shit. Had one of those on it. I swear to God, I'd had it for 5 minutes. And he's like, oh, did you get your phone, man? Because we were working together. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, oh, gives a geezer it. And he goes, oh, cool cover, man. And he's sort of like
Flipped it over.
flipping it. And it was like our cartoon. The fucking phone sailed out of the cover in a rainbow-like arc in slow motion and just landed right on the end on the concrete. It went about 4 foot over my head, so 10 feet in the air,
Oh my
and just
God.
landed straight on the concrete. And it didn't break. He goes, oh, if there's anything wrong with it, man, I'll sort it out.
I'll sort you out.
I said, you own it. I don't. You own it. That's your phone now.
Is that what actually happened?
No, I kept it and nothing was wrong with it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Dude, he felt so fucking.
Well, you would too.
Because I told you, fella, I've told you the one about.
I'd waited so long, and I'm just going. Oh no! Smash on the ground, fucking me.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie. The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
With my Doc Marten boots, and saved up for ages. Bought a pair of Doc Marten boots, 12
Cherry red or
black,
Yeah.
black,
Classic.
12 lace-ups or whatever you call them.
Oh, yeah.
And went out the night I bought them with a mate and a couple of girls. Got absolutely steamed. And then caught the bus back home the next day. And I'd taken them off to put on another pair of shoes because they weren't very comfortable because they were brand
gotta
new.
wear them in, yeah.
On the bus there, and got off the bus and got home and went, and left my docs on the bus.
Yeah.
And was so devastated. Rang them up and stuff. Nah. It was this one. It was this time. Blah blah blah. Nah. But here's another one. Just because about what you were saying about about your skateboard, I was pestering my dad for ages, right, to get me a new pair of sneakers because all the kids in my class had a new pair of sneakers. And I can't even remember what brand they were. And finally he relented, right? He relented and bought me this brand new pair of sneakers, and I was chuffed, man.
Were they Barter Bullets?
They might have been Barter Bullets. And I was absolutely chuffed. And the same thing, went home from school after school one day and realised that I'd left them at school and just went, oh
God.
my God. Ran back to school.
Opened the school door.
Never saw them again. And I was so terrified, that my dad was going to find out. And I managed to bluff for about 5 days. And he didn't notice. And then one day my dad said, all right, boys, we're going out for dinner tonight. Jason, wear your new shoes.
Oh,
and
God.
I went, oh, no. And had to come clean.
So bad.
And old Hoodie J got the strap for that.
Yeah.
The strap.
Man.
Yeah, it's I had it with a pair of Larry Johnson played for the Charlotte Hornets, and he had these cons. So this was when I got them
Larry Johnson.
back in this, and this was when basketball boots had really become a thing. So it was Jordan, and
This is early 90s, right?
yeah, early 90s. What was I been 15 or 16? And I got these, and I had them for 2 days, and I went round to a mate's place. Another reason not to take your fucking shoes off when you go into somebody's house. Took my shoes off, left them on the porch.
Nicked.
Was there for about an hour. Came outside, they were gone. God. like $200-$300 or something. Fucking ridiculous.
Jesus.
Like
That is heartbreaking.
Imagine the amount of beers you could have got for that, Mogi.
I know.
Hey, just quickly before we wrap up.
Fuck. And that was the only time I did that. It was the only time I bought shoes like that. After that, I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, totally. I'll get the Chinese slippers.
You know how I'm doing my stand-up tonight?
Yes.
First ever stand-up gig away from Hauraki. It's just a proper
paid gig, yeah.
which is quite cool.
Yeah.
They've made a group chat of all the comedians, and a fella has commented, hey, would anyone be keen to swap spots with me because he's opening?
Oh.
So Corey's emceeing it, and then this guy comes out first.
Yes.
He then commented 10 minutes later going, don't worry, and I laugh-reacted to that. And everyone's seen it and hasn't laugh-reacted to it. So it's just me laugh-react. I've never met this guy. I've never done stand-up before. Is that opening spot, so Corey MCs and then invites the first person on, is that a good spot to do? Because I kind of like the idea of getting it done and not having to worry.
Yeah, totally.
So
this guy probably, if you've never heard of him, then he's probably freaking out.
Yeah, about going first. But actually going first, and of course, that's dependent on your MC and how he or she starts off.
Well,
If
Corey
they
would be pretty
I'm
experienced.
sure Corey will be great.
Yeah.
and get the crowd going. The only thing about if they don't, then you come onto a pretty cold audience.
The flip side of that is if Corey's trying out new material.
Yeah, you'll shine.
Yeah.
Because I'm really tempted to just go, because I'm third. It's him, then another person, then me.
How many acts are there?
Can you go through who's on, man?
Okay,
Not necessarily in any particular order, but it's a strong.
Yeah, it's
strong
decent.
bill.
So we've got Corey Gonzalez McCure opening and emceeing. Then a guy called Keegan Govind who wants to swap, and I've never heard of him.
Keegan is funny.
Is he?
Yeah.
So I wonder why he doesn't want to do the first one.
Well, he might hear. I don't know. Maybe he's got something else to be at prior.
Yeah, exactly.
Come,
so I actually don't mind swapping. Will Wood is next.
Bro, Keegan, I think if it's the guy that I'm thinking of, he is funny as, gives white people heaps of shit.
Sweet.
Yeah, it is. Keegan Kardashian, he's hilarious.
Okay, sweet. Then Will Wood, then me, Courtney Dawson, and then there's a break. Then Corey comes back on, then Italy Dom, whoever that is. Morgana O'Reilly.
Yeah, good.
Morgana's
Is she
great.
actor?
Well, Courtney's
Yeah,
great.
she is
you
an
know
actor.
Courtney, eh?
Courtney Dawson.
Courtney Dawson's on Frank's books.
Let me have a look.
She's amazing. She's on Petty Gower, Has Issues, and what else is she?
I bet I'll recognise her face.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome.
Oh, her. Yeah. She's a gun. Okay, yeah. And then Morgana O'Reilly, and then Chris Parker at the end, who's obviously really good.
Great.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
But so do you reckon I do?
Well, what are you doing? You're going to do it and then go?
No. I want to do it because I'm freaking out.
Yeah,
I didn't care about my debut because everyone knew it was my debut. And there was no
Because
pressure.
it's also the other...
I'd go first.
Yeah?
I'd go first.
I would.
I would.
And
I
there's
don't want
also
to be
the thing
sitting back there talking to people and shit. And
Nah.
Just free. Oh, really?
Yeah.
When inside you're fucking freaking out.
especially if everyone's killing.
Okay. Well, that's the thing.
You know what I mean? And you're sitting there and you're going, I'm not on till the middle of the second half.
Yeah.
It's going to be full on. Because actually, what I found too, at times, depending on how long the gig goes, you get audience fatigue.
Right, okay.
People start, you sort of reach a crescendo, it would seem, and then it can dwindle a little bit towards the back end.
Corey does that night there every month. He does that.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been to a couple of them, and the crowds have they've been good. There's been occasions when...
Oh, God, this is going to make me nervous.
No. Well, there's been occasions when their attention may not have been held.
For the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think you've seen these people before.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them, I think.
But yeah, it's a great show, actually.
How
I'm
many?
tempted to come
How
along.
many? How many?
It's
is
not
the size?
big, man. I would say, would it be 60 to 80?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people I know are going, which is great.
Oh, awesome.
So I've literally just messaged now and said, hey, bro, I don't mind going first. I'm freaking out. I want to get it out of the way and then enjoy my night.
Yeah, great.
So, yeah.
There you go.
Good
Sorted.
advice, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Your Hauraki Big Show Keyzie word of the day is...
Sucker.
Fuck you. Shit. I'm going to message it back.
Just do a laugh emoji.
Shit, I'm going to have to think of extra puns to make up for it. Follow us on bloody Instagram and that, at Hoity J, Mr. Mike Minogue, Chris Key and Z. Don't forget to send all 5 Keyzie words for the week through to the Hauraki Big Show Instagram, and you can win a prize on Monday.
Thanks, mate.